All right, good morning. So yesterday we started a Sicha that it's brought down in the Medrash that after Haman got his sign-off from Achashverosh to kill all the Yidden, so all of his entourage were very happy and excited, and the first person they met was Mordechai. And they ran. So they met Mordechai, and Mordechai saw 3 children that were coming from Cheder, and he ran after them. So Haman and his entourage wanted to hear what was Mordechai conversing with the children. Once Mordechai came to one of the children, he said, "Tell me a pasuk." So the first child told him, "Al tira mipachat pisam, do not be scared of a sudden threat. Umishayis Rishayim, and from the roar of the Rishayim, you saw me when they come." Second child said that I learned a lot of psukim in Cheder today, but the pasuk that stood out by me was Utzu Eitzav V'Sufar, that the goyim make plots and then it's dissolved. Dabra Dover, they talk a lot, but it never happens. Why? Manu Kil, because Hashem is with us. The third pasuk, the third child said, that from your old age, I'm with you, I carry you, I'm with you. Why? Because Ani Asisi, I made you, and I carry you. I'm gonna be with you. So basically, the Medrash says is that Mordechai got very, very happy. And Haman asked him, "Why are you happy?" So Mordechai told him, "Because I just got the Psura Teva, that whatever you're trying to do I'm not afraid of what you're trying to do." So then Haman got very upset, and he said, "The first people I'm going to take revenge on is on the Tanekis." And then the Rebbe is trying to get into a whole beer of why did Mordechai get so happy, and if he was so happy, why did he afterwards, why did he put on sackcloth and ashes if he got the Psura Teva? From this, the Rebbe says is that it wasn't a Kehin of Ulam, rather it was something else. It wasn't like the type of prophecy that he got happy that nothing's going to happen, but it was something else. And the Rebbe said, the Likkutei Sichos and Daled, we said that, what was the Gzeira? The Gzeira was the Hashmid, the Harig, the Abdis, Kol Yehudim, and Namra Zok and Tafanashim, to destroy all the Yidden. And why did the Yidden deserve such a destruction? So there's two reasons. Either because the Megillah says is that they were all bowing down to Haman, and the Medrash says is Vayishtachu L'Tzelem. Now, what does it mean that they were all bowing down? When Haman started investigating exactly why is Mordechai not bowing down, he realized it's not only Mordechai as an individual, rather it's all Yidden, that they don't believe, they only believe in the Eibishter. And if they only believe in the Eibishter, so that means that Haman is not a Messias. So he got so angry that he wanted to destroy all the Yidden. And then, in Hay, we said that how is it possible that Haman was able to accomplish this? Because Shishtachu L'Tzelem, they bowed down to a Avodah Zarah, which that is, if somebody bows down to Avodah Zarah, that's the exact opposite of the Kol Yehavas that every single Yid has, and they deserve destruction. So why did Mordechai put on sackcloth? Is because it says that Mordechai realized that because even though that every Yid Taka doesn't believe in Avodah Zarah, but if Bechitzenias they can come and actually express themselves and bow down to Avodah Zarah, that means that there's something wrong in a stick away. So what did Mordechai do? He had to counter that, and he had to put on and tell the Yidden to put on sackcloth and ashes in order that they should show even Bechitzenias that they have nothing to do with Avodah Zarah.
Shtafu L'Tzelem means that the Yidden bowed out.
Yeah.
You encountered outwardly.
Exactly. So it was outwardly to show, and Mordechai wanted to counter that. So what he did, he said that they should put on. Because if you're showing, every Yid is a Mamim B'nai Mamim. So a Yid that bows down to Avodah Zarah is because he's scared, because or whatever. Bechitzenius, he can't handle the pressure. So what does he do? Yishtachu L'Tzelem. which means Bechitzenius and Machshavah de Bermaisa, he's showing that Avodah Zarah did affect him. So by putting on sackcloth and ashes, that showing Bechitzenius as you like your hepech Avodah Zarah. Why dafka sak ve'fer? I guess it's like the exact extreme of. It's like the lowest of garments. The exact. It was able to accept their. It was able to their the vushim. I don't know why dafka sak. Okay.
To the pastor state that something the guy's basing on to. So
Mordechai wanted to put that they should put on the sak ve'fer to show that that it doesn't affect the chetzenis. It doesn't affect
the eater put sak ve'fer, but no, putting on a Jew.
Right.
I can bad the
Bilas, yeah. Okay, now he said so. The difference between the difference between the three psukim is we said Altirim Pachapisam Hashem Kisavai. What does that mean? Don't be afraid. From the first pasuk is Kisavai. What does that speak? That speaks about that a person has a pachad, and it's a real tzara. It's apiteva that looks like a tzara. Now what do we say? We say Altira. We say Unkin Asvara. There's no explanation. Don't be afraid. The pasuk of Utzei of a Sufa or Dabra really often. That's not speaking about a tzara of a pile. It's speaking about a eitz and a davar of bringing the tzara. And when we say don't be afraid, not only it's not going to be bottle, but we say Hashem is with us. And the third pasuk is Vatziknanu Vasev. That speaks not only about a tzara, not about even the achana of a tzara. Speaks about things which are piteva that the Hashem created. Hashem says, "I made it, and I will." And aniyasisi v'aniyaso. And we said in Ruchnius, what does this mean? These three psukim speak about madrigas, three madrigas in Mr. Never for Hashem. Altirim v'chapisa Mishra Hashem Kisavai speaks about the tzada munah b'tochen in Hashem, even though apiteva. The person naturally gets anxiety, and the person naturally gets scared. It's a normal thing. But we say, by somebody who really believes in the Eibishter, by a Yid, he has no Meida without any explanation. Because he knows whatever Hashem does, what's a more of a stronger Amunah? We say, not only does he not have any Meida, but he has such a confidence that Sufra la Yakum. Why? Because he says Ki Imanu Kial. Now we say the third Madriga is Ani Zigna, Azigna, Ani Huva, Siv, Ani Esbel, that the way that Hashem created Teva, so a Yid, they don't have any shlita over a Yid, and has no, and therefore he's not a spol. So we say, and that's why we say, not only is he manukel, but it's on the sisi v'mela, and then on the yes on the yes b'vamalit. This is when we started yesterday, but it's not here. Okay.
The proud on it.
Yeah, he says not only is Hashem with you, but since I made you. Since Hashem says, I made you, so therefore I will bear you, I will carry you, I will deliver you. Because I made everything. All right, Zayin. Before we finish this here. This also represents the three levels, each level higher than the next, in the education of Teneke Shabbat. By them erst and kin, akin, so that was basically saying he's going to learn these three psukim. He was going, like you said, the Menakal COVID. It's going different stages of a kid's education. By the Berchten kind, Atine betchilas chinuchoi is dosen an even for pasuk pseik psukecha. Yesterday I said the lashon is pseikli psukayich. That's what I always thought.
Yeah, I kept repeating.
But the Rebbe says, listen to Fabring yesterday, I was a psukai. That's how it's... Huh? There is a lush. I have to look. And there is an expression psukai also. At the Rebbe, the Fabring is psukai. I was listening last night to Fabring. Okay. By the erste kind, kind Chilas Chinuchi is das in an even von Pasuk psukecha. Mehr von them hat noch nicht gelernt. So the child's beginning of education is taught, recite your pasuk. He learns nothing more than the pasuk, nothing more than what he learned. Zu verstehen mit sein Seichel, darf bei ihm sein bepasches, aufgepasst als altida mi bachapisam, so right before he can understand, has to be obvious to this yid. Do not fear a sudden terror, nor the destruction of the wicked when it comes. Wenn der Tinnig wird älter, now then you have a child who's older. He has more of a verstand. Like this child, the second child said, I read today it was a pasuk amadati, and I read today, and with this pasuk I finished Eder. Schön allein gelernt, scheich zum eigenen Verstand. Lehrt bin ihm a Tifren oblieg. A hässliche Dagen am Betochen, mit Gewissigkeit. Utzoe zu besufer, dabra villa yakum. Und ich die Hasbara kiemen okay. And then, when the child is a little bit mature, what do we say? We sit there, and he can think independently. We tell him the idea of a higher level of emunah, the absolute certainty that we say, devise a plot, but it will be foiled. Speak a word, but it will not stand. And why? Because we say if Hashem is with us. Now, in the Bidden Sugtinik, was is noch mehr ausgewachsen in Seichel und das im lernt man und man pflanzt ein euch dem Ableg als Yid wird nicht in der Spol a viele von die Hagbos so gekackt Teva was der Eberste hat beschaffen mit der ganze Hasbara was in Pasuk. And then the third type of child, who's indeed his intellect and knowledge and further developed, is taught that a Yid remains a Yid has a certain certainty, even when confronted by the natural limitations and rules that Hashem created, with entire explanation provided in this pasuk. Ches, Shas Mordechai hat gehört die Psukim von den Kindern. Beisha boyim Beis HaSefer, sehr Kinder ist beifen. Als nicht nur sein in Beis HaSefer, der wirkt min in sie. Und man lernt sie Amunah Mesiras Nefesh Atiro, und as is all bei sie sein abgelegt. Ich besage beregisch nur, sie nehmen das alt mit sich, euch, wenn sie seinen Bäumen Beis HaSefer, kommen dich zu sehr heiser, Sachak, wo Samach Simcha Gdela. Für die Psukim von den Terekes hat gesehen, als bei Jiden ist ganz die Kolel Jihadis bei allen Jiden. Und mehr ist viele die, was bei sie ist es noch nicht begolei, wellen hat die Terekes, das bei sie meir sein und megala sein, kommen den Beis HaSefer lebesam. So, which means to say like this, that the Mordechai realized that the Yidden coming from Cheder doesn't say, what is the Medrash stressing? Not only when they were in Cheder, but when they were coming from Cheder, which means that the child's education was such that not only during Cheder were they inspired and taught the Emunah of Altida in a way that resonated intellectually and emotionally, but also in a manner that it took over them even when they were coming from school, returning home. When Mordechai heard this, he started laughing and he rejoiced. He saw in the Psukim that the children recited was the quintessential point of the Yid, that it was intact within every Yid. So these children would reveal this point upon returning home from school, even in those Yidden who this quintessential point was not yet revealed. This is the diagalosha for Mordechai. This is also the meaning of Mordechai's nuance. We say, as ein Simcha is from the Shus Tevish Bistani Shal Yafachad Min Ha'itza Harashi Asta Alinu the Burim Atzma from the Tineka Zayin the Shus Tevish Bistani is as by Yidin is Gans or when Zayin Gans the Likkutei Sichos from Mesiras Nefesh versus Mevatel there someone Shal Yafachad. This is also what we say, this nuance that he was very happy. Why? Because he said, I received that I shall not fear your evil plot you have devised against us. the words of the children themselves were the good psuris I received. Why? Because they conveyed the essence of a Yid's soul and the Mesiras Nefesh of the Yids were intact and would be intact, and this will thereby nullifying Haman's decree that I shall not fear. Well, thus is it was miyad kois Haman and Russia. Vayemer ein ani shadech yadi tchila ella beila tinekis. Indeed, tinekis hat gesehen dem Hemshech und noch mit die Sibbe von dem lo yichav lo yishtafa von him farim or fayeda avedazar. This also clarifies why he was so angry, and he said, I'm going to directly take revenge towards the children first. And the children, Haman perceived this idea of Haman's, we said before, about Mordechai's defiance of Leishtafa to Haman and any Avodah Zarah, and he saw this Likkutei. That's why every year they saw them right away in the child as well. Test. Apianal kum tzuat tisefes as born in the Maimer Azal Ayidua if kimu v'kiba yodim. The Gemara says kimu mashekiblu kvar. Whereas they put it as Purim is bottle gevarn the medor rabba leiraisa. While Hadar kiblu b'mechashverish v'chsidis v'vardim pasid v'kiba yodim mesasher achilu lasis as manted is given nor the aschala achilu lasis. While them all is the Mesiras Nefesh von Yidden if Kabbalah Satera das was Seklim Nas Nishma v'kum Mitzadam Maila Kofal Dem Hakegiyas. V'mei Purim is given v'kiva Yodim. A Kabbalah Gemara durch der Mesiras Nefesh von Kol Yisrael Ma'atzum Deriber is not given the Gemara Shtemis Kabbalah Satera. This is also clarifies what Chazal tell us. It says that Yidden ordained and took upon themselves, and it says that they took upon themselves, or they ordained that which they had taken upon themselves. In other words, at Purim, it says that it was a great caveat for the Torah, because, and especially as Chassidus says, that the Yidden took upon themselves what they started to do is because we know at the Matan Torah the Yidden were forced to take on the Torah, and that came L'mayla. But may have put him the Kibel Yodim that through the Mesiras Nefesh by themselves of their own. It was a completion of Kabbalah Satera. Und geschehen wie in dem is man von der Chil last man is dafür beskus der Arbus von der Kinder benenu ervim isano hat dann der Eberste gegeben die Torah zu Yidden. So just as in the time when they started by the giving of the Torah was specifically in the merit of the children, and like it says, the children will be our guarantors. That Hashem gave the Torah to the Jewish people. As the Kabbalah Gemara hat sich aufgetan mit der Arbus von der Kinder durch die Tenigas schon bis Rabban Anal bechlad die Chofbeis Elis Tenigas welche Mordechai hat zusammen geglimmen. Gelernt mit sie eingepflanzt in sie Mesiras Nefesh begolui bepeil wie Chazal etzel Barucha. So same at the time by that they took upon themselves in the days of Achashverosh, which we know that was the completion of the Torah, because that was due to the children being guarantors through the this is through the school children, and in general this was due to the 22,000 children that Mordechai gathered to learn Torah and implant in them over a Mesiras Nefesh that presented itself in actuality as the Chacham will recount at length. Der Uftu von Purim the Mantere is canal Bashtanen in them was by Mantere is the Mesiras Nefesh von Jeden gewähnt, ich bekehr. Was hat sie eine schon mit seiner Meile. Auf Purim sind sie gestanden in der Truhe von Mesiras Nefesh bepeil, mit seinem Gruf und mit seiner Meile. So, by Mante, there was in a way of chaos, in a way of that they had in potential. But Purim was in actuality they had Mesiras Nefesh. Und als ich bin gegeben, beneno irve mesano, also Purim ist das gewähnt, nicht bloß bekehr von mit seiner Mirs Avis, das hat sich ausgedrückt mit Peil, bei die Bannen Gofa Kanal noch mehr, sie haben das gepeilt, auf die Avis. For this reason, and this is also what we say that the children bear guarantors at the time of Purim. This idea wasn't a potential, and as a result of the father's declaration, instead the children themselves they illustrated this idea as discussed above, or they impressed their fathers to possess this Mesiras Nefesh. Beside them is dafke them old given their v'kibal Yehudim v'Kabbalah Gemara. Okay, you just to quickly 1 minute. But them hatten the Yidol Chol there's a fatten the Daraduks of the Mashiach is noch ad Yachasherish. So this is the lesson in our day-to-day. B'shas me will listen to Matzah and the Masu from the Middishin folk. Darken Zen as es tut sich mit die Tenekis. Was tut sich mit die Tenekis? Eigentlich habe ich wenn Boim kommen bis es. You want to know from having the matzah, you have to know what's the tzachir when they're out of school. In Klarwert, this doesn't mean the Chinuch darf sein Kanal, als von sehr friste kindische Jahre nach Edes, sie sind schwer zu verstehen, an ihnen sichtlich, haben mechanisch sein und einkarven in sie dem Obleg, als sie sollen für keinem die Top mehr haben. Blois for them Eberstein. Just when a child right away he's able to speak, or right away even before he understands, you have to tell him you have nothing to be scared. Nor blois for them Eberstein lane. When we their father from Balshevda, the Belasser had August and Balshevda, and there's outskin and fear like the Belasser told the Balshevda, it was 5 years old. So it's for Kain and for Kain Zaf if their Welt nicht mehr haben, when it's for Gatalin. Don't be scared besides from Hashem. Und wenn sie werden älter. Und seinen Scheich zu verstehen, lernt man sie euch den zweiten Indien zu verstehen, als Usse zu Super, Himano Kel und danach den Titel in Kanal. Then he gets older and we tell him these psukim. Amen. Amen. Das Gedeh, als das soll sich bei sie ablegen, Kedeboy soll werden Psukecho, ist nicht maßbeg lernen, bloß die Psukim in Teresh Bechsav, nur man darf sie lernen, maßbeg in der Kulis Akuponim, so, which means that if you want this to happen, it's not only enough to just learn Teresh B'Sav, you have to learn Psukecho, which means you have to learn Teresh B'Sav and Chassidus. Shasti the Kinder nehmen im Leben mit dem Teichel von den Psukim und Aris gehen die Gleisman bei sich und bringen es mit sich in sehr Hazer. So when they have this and they bring this home, Shevi, das ist gewähnt bei Yom Na'im. Also wird das sein bis man das das wird versichern dem Kiem und Hemmschach und Täter so. Und es wird nicht sein, dem was zum Leder haben, kein Schum Domer bei Elam, warum bei Elam the Sabda is, the Hashbasei Misnaken. And when you teach a child in this way, then he's going to, even when he's old, nothing will be, you won't be afraid of anything, because it says out of the mouth and the babies of sucklings, you have found the strength to liberate the enemy of the avenger. That's very, Lukuyim, the Behesha, the Babis Albanam, Aide Bonam, but in the Nesha Shadesh, Lachem Salion Novi, Yemel, the Bonam, Derech Avu, Burots, and the Chul, it Ibru, el Avisich, and Nesha Dach, Amakum, this Kumen, the Yema Godel, Vaneda, Mas Mechul, the Bula, Yema Godel, Mitzvah, Shem, Dim Shel, Skedim, God, Mamish. Then the Pasuk says, and he shall return the heart of the father, the children will be fulfilled through the children concerning that generation. As it says, behold, I will send the prophet, he will tell the children effectively and pleasingly go and encourage your father to adopt the ways of Hashem. Afterwards, the great and awesome day of Hashem will arrive. Like it says, the days of the true and complete redemption through our righteous Mashiach immediately in actuality.